obviously, Paula, this is going to be a really sensitive moment in this trial. We talked about how personal this will be for Donald Trump. Karen McDougal is one of the most personal parts of this because she alleged not only that they had an affair, she said they had a relationship. And this was something that when I know from covering the White House and covering Melania Trump, that was deeply upsetting for the former First Lady, Melania Trump. And it created a rift in the relationship between her and Donald Trump. Everyone talks about Stormy Daniels, and yes, that certainly was there as well. But Karen McDougal, what we were told at the time, agitated Melania Trump more so, actually, than Stormy Daniels had.
And you can understand that because the Stormy Daniels relationship, I mean, she says publicly in her new documentary, it appeared to be quite transactional. There were some sexual encounters, but she kept up the relationship talking to him because she wanted to be on The Apprentice. And once it's clear that wasn't going to happen, she sort of dropped him. But Karen McDougal, as she tells the story, it was, from her viewpoint, a romantic relationship that went on for some time. Traveling together, it was much more of an intimate relationship, again, according to her account of events. So it's completely understanding why that would be frustrating and annoying to Melania and something that Trump would not want out in the public.
Yeah, and David Pecker says that Howard, who was a reminder, was the editor-in-chief of the National Enquirer, called him in June 2016, a notable month and year, obviously, about a Playboy model who is trying to sell a story about a relationship that she had with Donald Trump for a year. As I noted, it was a longer relationship, not just simply a one-time affair. Jake, obviously, this is a critical moment here in this because this is one of the key stories that they can zoom in on that David Pecker has an immense amount of knowledge about. I mean, they sent emissaries to go and meet directly with Karen McDougal about this story.
Right. So this is a catch-and-kill story that there seems to be more grounds to believe it to be true than the doorman story.
I'm not allowed to talk, but people are allowed to talk about me. So they can talk about me, they can say whatever they want, they can lie, but I'm not allowed to say anything. I just have to sit back and look at why a conflicted judge.
They've single coming in front of the press and saying this.
What'd you do?
On Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, Donald Trump entered a Manhattan courtroom and pled not guilty to 34 crimes.
Squash it.
They've single coming.
Fucking movie star. You're a fucking movie star.
But tick, tick, tick.
Before we go any further, Rachel Maddow, the perfect description of Trump.
I'm no body language expert, and this is just my observation, but he seemed old and tired and mad.
Give me a number randomly between 11 and 13. 12 times up. That's how many violations I've counted that buffoon Trump has done just today. When is somebody actually going to say, stop right there?
When are they going to look at Pomerantz and what Pomerantz did? Because that's bad stuff. And when are they going to look at all the lies that Cohen did in the last trial? He got caught lying in the last trial. So he got caught lying, pure lying. And when are they going to look at that? Now
And over at Fox, you are going to be a little bit surprised. They've been able to really dig below the bottom of the barrel, and they're now comparing Trump's time spent in court to... Okay. Take a breath.
I call it pure evil. So they've taken away his freedom of speech, and now they've taken away his freedom of movement. So he has to sit there all week for 6 weeks, and if he says anything, they'll throw him in jail. If he leaves, they throw him in jail. That's crazy. I mean, they had more allowances for Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. I think they bought $1 million soccer field for the people in Gitmo. I don't know if Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was able to visit his son for his high school graduation, but it's similar. They're freezing him to death. They're putting him in a meat locker. He says it's like 45 degrees in there. And they're putting his life in danger. And they're telling the entire world, all the wackos, this is where the former president's going to be at this date, at this time, surrounded by high-rise buildings. And then they're seizing his bank accounts with these unconstitutional fines, unreasonable bond asks. It's disgusting.
Tucker Carlson was always Tucker Arson was always somebody who you kind of thought, well, at least he's got 2% of a brain working, even though he came across as a total liar. Whereas this Jesse Waters is just it's the same area where most people do put toilet paper. A-hole, correct.
But he actually is, I mean, Jesse, to your point, he is given special treatment. He is under a gag order that any other defendant, if they violated repeatedly on Twitter, online, would have already been thrown in jail. He is under court orders that any other defendant would have, and he is violating them every single day.
But the guy needs exercise. He's usually golfing. And so you're going to put a man who's almost 80 sitting in a room like this on his butt for all that time? It's not healthy. You know how big of a health nut I am. He needs sunlight, and he needs...
I think we need to raise the intellectual level of the conversation. So let's go to Fox and Fiends, where they've come up with an amazing calculation. This is economics at its best. Who knew?
Consequence of this case that could be life-altering for the former president, and that's in the hands of these 12 people.
Does this set a precedent for other people who want to run for president? What if they've done something like this in the past and they could say, oh, well, they told me in 8th grade they wanted to run for president, so since they paid off a girl when they were 30 years old, then that was election interference.
Right, because they knew that somehow in 30 years they were going to be president, so they were trying to contribute to themselves and not report it. Exactly, this whole thing is crazy.
You may recall, I'm old enough actually to remember when Trump wanted to ban TikTok. Now, for reasons best known to the fact he's had a very nice financial injection by somebody who's a big supporter of TikTok, he now wants to blame everything on TikTok disappearing on President Biden.
This is Jeff Yass. He's the richest man in the state of Pennsylvania, and he's single-handedly proving that the TikTok ban has nothing to do with data security or protecting the American people. It's just a thing. He just runs a private trading company, basically just a different type of investing, called the Susquehanna International. That focuses on cycles. In 2005, advertising economy was doing well. Jeff looked and said, hey, maybe there's some Chinese tech companies that are worth investing. That's where he found Toutiao, which was one of the first apps that used data to make custom newsfeed. It was an algorithm, something similar to the TikTok algorithm. Jeff Susquehanna International Fund invested $10 million into the company that would later become ByteDance. TikTok's parent. Jeff's personal share of ByteDance, which is going to be around 7%, is now worth $21 billion. And what did he do with that $21 billion? Donated to people like Donald Trump, who were both strongly in favor of the TikTok ban, and now they are against. These people catch a fat check from Meta and are in favor of the TikTok ban, and then when they catch a fat check from a ByteDance investor, they change their tune. I love American politics.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, and before I forget, Alina Yabba-Dabba-Doo was spotted outside the Trump court. And, nice hot mic moment.
Affront to the American Constitution, it's an affront to our judicial system, and it's an affront to every lawyer that cares about their license, that cares about what is right and wrong.
I just think it's so good. And it brings the moisture so it's not dry.
So what vegetables are we using? Celery?
We use celery and carrots.
Celery and carrots.
But I love these. I had to go to 2 different places with Joseph.
Now, our taxpayer dollars, my time, our attorney's fees, are all here because they're afraid of 2024. And you know what? They should be, because the American people are not stupid. They see what's going on. Thank you.
Leah, one question. Was Trump standing with you guys across the street?
Between between Trump Tower and the court building.
Trump leading Trump Tower on 5th Avenue.
They're now making their way across town along 57th Street. They just crossed Park Avenue, making their way up towards Lexington.
Seriously, are we going to follow this guy to court every day?
Just in case he's forgotten, can I take this opportunity to remind Calamity and Sanity Hannity, his former lawyer is one Michael Cohen. Just putting it out there.
That money was not campaign money. Sorry, I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation. So
they funneled it through the law firm.
Funneled through the law firm, and the president repaid it.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Eric Trump appears to have, he's got a touch of the Meghan McCain's. My father. My father has the tiniest violin in the whole of America. It's true. And the other thing, just in case you weren't aware, Eric Trump is said same person, by the way, who's not allowed to run a charity in New York. Pilfering the money from kids is probably the best description. But anyway, I distract. Back to, my father is so innocent.
My father was focused on running the United States of America, not bookkeeping. Not that anything was done wrong in the bookkeeping.
I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend David. I spoke to Alan about it. When it comes time for the financing, which will be what financing? We'll have to pay you. So no.
Crimes you can possibly imagine, yet they're going after the former president of the United States, a person beloved by hundreds of millions of people in this country, over $130,000 from 8 years ago. They could have charged him any time in that period of time. Not that he didn't do anything wrong, but they could charge him. They wait until 196 days before an election to drag him into court. 34 felony counts for
what was going on in New York. It brought you to tears. Why is that?
Tears, because we need Trump back or else we're going to lose our country.
Inside Donald Trump's prison cell, the surroundings are like any other small, enclosed space. The walls are gray concrete, and a narrow cot with a thin mattress is the only piece of furniture. A tiny metal sink and toilet combo sit in one corner, while a small barred window allows a sliver of natural light to filter in. The sound of clanking bars echoes through the air as guards patrol the hallway outside.
What is...
President Trump is 76 years old. He will die in federal prison.
Trump spends his days pacing the limited floor space. The once powerful man now finds himself in a place of confinement.